Today we have my 2022 Ram 2500 getting the grille accents painted light green to paint match my truck. The first thing we're going to want to do is take off this radiator cover, and you'll have to take off all these little push pins, and I'll pop up a picture now to see where they all are located so you can take these off. So to remove one of these clips, all you want to do is take your little pry tool, pop it underneath your clip, and pull up on it. And if you want to be safe and protect your paint, you can grab a microfiber and put it under there. And before you go to take this off, make sure you remove this bolt and this bolt as well, because they are relatively forgotten about. Okay, now that all these push pins are out, including the ones that are back here, you can just simply pull up and take it out. And now your radiator shroud is out. Next, you'll want to take your flathead screwdriver and remove these little push pins. There's one on this side and one on the other side. To do this, you simply grab your screwdriver, put it underneath this little tab that you can pull up on. Pull this little pin out. As you can see, it's up all the way. And then you can simply pull the rest of the pin out without dropping it like I just did. And then you want to do that to the other side. Okay, the next thing you want to do is remove these 10mm bolts that go all across the shroud and hold this top shroud in. Okay, now that you have all your 10mm bolts out, you can simply just pull this out and remove your upper radiator grille shroud. Alright, so the next thing you want to remove is this lower grille trim piece. And whenever you go to remove it, pull it straight and then outwards like this, like you're pulling it towards you, because there's a pin on the back of here that will break if you do not pull it out the correct way. First, grab your little pry tool and a microfiber. Stick the pry tool in between the microfiber and your paint if they are painted, and if they're not painted, just take the precaution and put this in between. Put the pry tool in this little gap, making sure that you don't scratch your paint. Squeeze it in there because it's a tight squeeze, and then it will take quite a bit of force to pop these out. Don't be afraid to pull them. It'll sound very loud when you pop them out, just like that. And sometimes you get lucky like I did and just pull straight out. Other times you only get this one pin out and have to just keep going along. But as you can see, these pins are very sturdy and hardly ever break. Just make sure you pull it out this way, because as you can see, this pin right here, you can't pull it out this way or else it's just going to snap right here. You have to pull it out this way. And do this, but for the other side as well. Alright, so next thing you'll want to do is remove that 10mm bolt from this side, as well as this side. And under the grill right here, you can see these two little 10mm bolts. You might be thinking, how am I going to remove those? Well, it's not that hard actually. If you go under the truck, you can see these two little openings right here. You crawl under the truck and they're right there. So that's all you have to do to remove these two hidden bolts. Okay, now that you have the 10mm bolts removed from each side and removed from the middle, what you simply want to do is pick a corner, start prying each side out, being gentle, but also again not too gentle because of how strong these new clips are on these trucks. Okay, and as you can see, I did kind of struggle with it. I think everyone will be because of how hard these little pins are to remove. But I did not break any. I just took my time and did not cut the video, just to show you how difficult it can be to remove these parts. Alright, so we have all my parts laid out. The door handles, the grille, accents, and everything that I'm going to be painting. What you'll need is some 400 grit sandpaper, an orbital sander, and some type of face mask. I'm not going to time-lapse me sanding this because it's sanding, it's boring, it takes a while. But just remember to be careful around the edges, or else there can be a buildup of plastic that'll just almost create like a pit. So just remember, be careful with the corners. Alright, so now everything has been sanded. And next, all you want to do is take some mineral spirits and a microfiber cloth, put the mineral spirits on the microfiber and just rub everything off. And then we'll want to use this adhesion promoter. We'll want to put about 2 coats on, letting about 10 minutes between each coat. And then you'll want to let about 20 minutes before you lay your primer down. Okay, so I laid my first coat of the adhesion promoter down on all the parts. I'm gonna let it dry for 10 minutes, put my second coat on, and then let that dry for 20 minutes before I put my primer down. So I just sprayed the second coat of adhesion promoter on. Now wait about 20 minutes before you put your primer down. Alright, so I let the adhesive promoter dry for 20 minutes. Now I'm going to put my primer down. I'm going to put 2 to 3 coats on depending on how thick these coats are. So I just sprayed all 3 coats on. It looked very good. I'm gonna let it dry for about an hour, 15 minutes before I go wet sand any imperfection spots, and then I'll spray my base coat. Okay, quick intermission. I did not have to wet sand any of the parts. They came out flawlessly almost. I did not talk in between spraying because of how strong the fumes were in the shop from the primer. So I sprayed 3 coats down, letting 10 minutes dry in between each coat. You grill back in the upper shroud, the lower shroud, but I'm not going to bore you with that because we just did it. So everything's installed. Headlights in, grill shroud is in, grill's in. And as you can see in the daytime, the paint match is just very good. For the door handles, I had to actually end up taking my this door panel off and also the inner door panel to install the door handles. And it really wasn't that hard. There's a video online of how to do it, but they came out very, very good, and I'm very pleased. So that'll do it for the video on how to paint match your grill shroud, and also how to do it paint match for your door handles.